Hi there, the next tutorial video will be talking about the final project. So click on the link here. The last part of the final project is creating the artifact. It is due at the end of week 4, which happens to be on a Saturday. Do remember that, please, 11:55 p.m. I will also remind you throughout the week in the announcements. You will submit your work to an assignment Dropbox location in this module. Here's a link to the resources folder. Once that folder pops up here, we will go to week 4. Under week 4, we have two things, the artifact form, and we have the artifact instructions. We're going to start with the artifact instructions. Basically, as we all know, an artifact is going to show how we're applying or implementing the phase, the work that we're doing, and this just so happens to be the phase of the conceptual framework for the problem-based inquiry process. The big thing I want to see out of you is a creation of a one comprehensive artifact to highlight your use or planned use of one or more of the strategies, tools, resources shared in this class. As far as the PBL process goes, now it's the time to address one of the problems you identified at the start of this course. Using the implementation plan, the idea there is you're using the outcomes that you explored in the implementation plan, if it's applicable here. You're embedding your artifact in the research reviews you completed. So you've done all the research. You've done a lot of research from different sources as well. So if that's applicable, I want you to use that as well. And then lastly, I want you to produce an end product that focuses on improving your classroom or the classroom you work with in your position. As with all the other weeks, we are graded on the final project rubric row for this work. So what does that actually look like? Now if we go back to the folder and go to the artifact form, the artifact form is going to ask you a series of questions, and like I said, the big idea here is you are designing an artifact that addresses the problems you identified, follows the implementation plan you created, and embeds the research reviews you conducted for the previous week. So a couple of big questions here are, we're going to focus on the description, what tech tool is being used, what's the problem being addressed, brief explanation of how you hope to integrate this artifact into your work. Some of you have already done things in your classrooms. That's great. I challenge you to use something from this course and integrate it, and at least do a lot of implications as far as, it's implied that you're going to use this, and this is how you foresee it'll work in the classroom. Learner outcomes and teacher outcomes, we need both of those here. We also need how will you know your artifact is effective. What's your means of assessment? How are you going to assess that this artifact? This is a little tricky because you are either planning towards the future as far as how you're going to use this. So the artifact is kind of a presumption of what's going to happen. But regardless, you need to have a way to assess how you might ensure that it is effective. Then I would like you to reflect on the artifact. So what skills did you depend on to complete the entire PBL process? What do you now understand more deeply about your problem and solution? How do you know that you know more? What indicators have helped show that you now understand more deeply about your problem and solution? If you had more time or resources, what else could you have done to address your problem? What was the role of inquiry in your learning through this PBL process? Inquiry driven, this is a problem-based type of learning process that hopefully was rooted in your entire process. Then lastly, any references that you use, I would like you to put them here. Again, you can choose the format. Just wish that they are formatted in a way that is professional. And like I said, they might be something you used in your research review work, so you can just copy and paste them over. Again, you are assessed on the final project rubric row for this work, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.